I'm Kristy Aasheim, a top producing agent in North Dakota, and this show is all about learning from the best. Top producers, brokerage owners, and industry experts who have faced the challenges, put in the work, and climbed to greatness. Whether you're looking to sharpen your skills, gain new strategies, or even get inspired by the journeys of top agents, you're in the right place. Let's get started. I'm Kristy Aasheim, the host of Inner Circle Podcast, and today I have with me Mr. Nick Harris. He's a very successful agent with the Best Life & Co. with eXp Realty, and he is in the Metro Detroit area, I understand, and I am just going to let him introduce himself a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Kristy. I appreciate you having me on. And yep, with eXp, so I've been licensed for a little while now. I got started at a decently young age and have found some good success within the industry, and credit that to a lot of some of the research and some of the conversations that I had before I even got licensed, and then just carrying that over. So I've been very thankful and grateful to have had the opportunity that I have. I started in real estate with just looking to get into the investing space, actually, and wanted to purchase long-term buy and hold rentals. Started just self-educating, books, podcasts, YouTube, how to become a real estate investor within my market. Never had any interest in becoming a real estate agent. And then one thing turned to another. I decided to take the leap of faith. And my wife now, who was my fiance at the time, agreed with the risk. It was pretty low risk at the time, didn't have kids or anything at that time, and jumped into it full time and have been doing it since. And now not only am I still actively in the business, but I help other real estate agents grow and scale theirs as well. And so that's really fulfilling.
So what year was it that you got into real estate?
Yeah, so I got started in 2020, late 2020. So I was, prior to jumping into real estate, I was a strength conditioning coach and a personal trainer. COVID hit, and then that world turned upside down. And so was looking for different opportunities. And I got into real estate working for a mortgage lender, United Wholesale Mortgage. So I was working business to business, not with the actual buyers and sellers, but I was working with loan officers on the lending side of things for refinances and for purchases. And then that kind of sparked my interest. And I wasn't facing the client. I never had a conversation with the buyer or the seller or anyone looking to refinance. I was just speaking to the business owner, the loan officer. And that's when I really got intrigued with the real estate agent side of things. And so got licensed. Then COVID hit. Someone on my team within my immediate working area got COVID. So we all got sent home for 2 weeks. Week one, when I was home, I studied for the test, the licensing test. Week two, I took it, passed it. And then I went back and said, hey, I'm jumping out, gave my notice. They actually gave me a promotion before then. And so I stuck with it for a little bit, but then I ultimately just made the decision to go right into real estate.
It was actually perfect timing, not knowing that it was perfect timing going in during COVID because it was super busy with the interest rates going low. Uh,
Yeah.
did you start out right out the gates with EXP then?
No, I did not. I was with a different brokerage beforehand. I was actually with Keller Williams beforehand. EXP really made an imprint on me, and it wasn't something that I was really looking at. It was actually who's my sponsor now, Ken Hirschman. Started having conversations, just giving me value as far as how to help my real estate business and really help me scale. Because at that time, just to give you an idea, so within my first 12 months of having my license, I believe I closed just north of 60 transactions. So it was like 64, 65 transactions within my first year. So I grew and scaled pretty quickly. Again, a lot of that came back to the research and the studying and the implementation that I learned ahead of time. So I was at a point really quickly where I was burnt out. I was doing everything. I was every arm and every leg of the business. So he was helping me, just giving me value as far as like how to actually grow and scale and be sustainable. And it took about 9 to 12 months of us just having conversations for me to actually pick his brain on EXP. Once I actually heard the full pitch, because we hear it all the time at EXP, is you get EXP'd all over you, where people are just attracting and recruiting. And it's nothing like that from my experience. And it's been great ever since.
So we have a lot of familiar backgrounds, so I'd love to go into that. Also came from, say, we call it brick and mortar. I came from Keller Williams. I came from Remax, and I was actually a team managing broker with another girl there. And we loved it while we were there, but I don't think I realized what I was missing until I actually took that jump to a cloud brokerage that had a different mentality on making money. It wasn't just about burning yourself out. It was about utilizing different tools and developing and growing. Did you feel that same kind of way when you were with the one versus the other?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big piece of it, right? Like I said, so over the last 4 years, I've averaged 102 sales. So I really got thrown into it and have found success. Again, I'm really grateful for it. It came with obviously a lot of hard work and actually sticking to it, but really grateful for it. And that was the first plateau that I hit, was like, I need something past closing transactions. and I need assistance with closing transactions. So I found that what EXP offered really jumped into that and allowed me to grow and scale at a much faster pace, but then also gave me the opportunity to not have to be transactional for the rest of my life and have some additional revenue sources just from what I'm already doing, closing deals, having conversations with agents, helping other agents out. Like I said, now I've been coaching agents for the past 3 years, about 3.5 years, to help them grow and scale their business. And I work with agents all over the country, and it's been really fruitful because of that.
Oh, absolutely. Going from burnout, so I'm assuming at Keller Williams, you did everything, start to finish. You didn't have a transactional coordinator, marketing assistant, anything of that nature?
So when I first got started, I actually joined a team, and so I did have a transaction coordinator, but I did not have anything else. I did not have buyers agents, showing agents, marketing team. I didn't have anything. That was all still on me. I did have a transaction coordinator, and I still do today, but that was the one resource that I had, was a transaction coordinator to help move the ball along a little bit.
Okay. So you guess you started out much different than me. I did it all myself for years. And you talk about that burnout and you definitely get it. You feel it. It's exhausting. It's a lot going on in a good way. Of course, you want to do everything you can for your clients, but when it's 24/7, you really need to find that equal balance where you can run with it and really improve and grow and stay with it. And like you said, find that revenue share that comes from not just closing transactions.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And at the time, I didn't have, when I first got started in real estate, like I said, my wife now was my fiance at the time. We did not have any kids. I was at a point where I had the ability to just work, and it really didn't take a toll or do anything to me other than maybe some lack of alone time or the time that I wanted with my wife. And then I had our daughters 2.5 now. We're expecting another any day now, actually, at the time of this recording. And when we had that first daughter, it really made me look up about 2.5, 3 years ago. It really made me take a look inside and say, okay, is this sustainable? Is this something that I can do, that I want to do? How is it going to look different? And I didn't want my production to take a dip. I wanted to do the same production or more, but I wanted to grow and scale without having to be in the business and constantly working on it. I wanted to be able to take a week-long vacation or 2-week-long vacation without having that sacrifice or the risk of saying, hey, okay, if I don't work for this week or two, that means I'm not getting paid 30 to 60 days from now. And I didn't want that gap.
Absolutely. You can't take days off in real estate without having something in place because it's,
Right.
you don't work, you don't get paid. Definitely one of those things. So what would you say, what does your daily routine look like as an agent? Because I really want agents to understand that it does take discipline and routine and everything. It's not just sitting by the phone and waiting for a call to come in.
Yeah. Yeah. So my daily routine looks obviously different than right now, different than what it did getting ramped up and getting started. And I feel like most agents are probably not closing the amount of transactions that I am at this point. And so I'll give an idea of what my calendar looked like when I first got started and as I was ramping up. And then I'm happy to share now with what I do as well. When I first got started, I like to wake up early. I'm an early riser and I go to bed really early or really early as well. And every day starts at about 4:30, 4:45 for me. I wake up. I have what I call, and I've been doing this for years, I call it my deep work. And so this is my opportunity for an hour to 2 hours to get things done that I want to get done working on the business rather than in the business before I have any distractions, emails, cold calls coming in, lenders, clients, whatever it might be, or just family matters that come up. For me, I do my deep work is what I call it. And I really focus on how can I move the ball forward in my business? What are the things that I need to do today to actually close more deals, work with more buyers and sellers? And now how can I help more agents do it? So I start every morning with my deep work. I like to work out in the morning, get it done before, again, the calls and the emails and everything else starts coming in, a little bit of family time. And then when I first got started, for me, it was outbound prospecting. Now, when most people hear outbound prospecting, they immediately go to cold calling, whether for sale by owners or expireds or door knocking or whatever it might be, networking events. But the first 3 hours of my day, I started my day at 8:30. So 8:30 up until about 11:30, I would do outbound prospecting. And for me, that looked different every single day. I knew from what I had researched and I interviewed top producing real estate agents and just studied top producing real estate agents. I knew that the longevity of it didn't always require cold calling, door knocking, and all those things, because again, it requires you to be actively doing it or else you don't see the benefit of it. And so what I started doing was I would do some of that. I would do some circle prospecting, and that's a huge help. circle prospecting around either my listings or where my buyers are going under contract or where agents within my office were going under contract or had listings. So I did go outbound in that method. But more what I was focused on is how can I get, although it's outbound prospecting to start, how can I create funnels within my business to ultimately have people reaching out to me and it would come inbound. So it was a combination of social media, whether Facebook or Instagram. For me personally, those are the two that I rely on. It was setting up funnels within my business with actually providing value, going out and giving value to people that I already know and who know and trust me, and just giving them value as far as where they're at, and just being a human with normal conversations. But it also was cold outbound outreach to through those social media platforms of people who go to the same gym as me, people who go to the same restaurants or now same daycare as my kid or the same school. You're going out and you're actually making intentional relationships with those people by going outbound. But I also was creating funnels within my business, lead magnets, call to actions, different things that we can go into if you would like. But outbound for the first 3 hours. Then I would take 30 minutes to just catch up on. And during that 3 hours, there was nothing else. I wasn't responding to emails. I wasn't talking to title companies, lenders, anything. If a client reached out, it was a quick, hey, I'm in an appointment. I'll reach out to you at this time, which would have been 11:30. I don't do anything else. That was it. That was what I needed. Most agents get stuck in, hey, I'm lead generating or I'm doing whatever I need to do. And that's my 3 hour block. But the reality is you're only doing it for about an hour because you're going back and forth between your phone, taking this call, sending this text message, scrolling social media, sending this email. And so for me, I knew I had to lock in for that 3 hours just to go outbound and create funnels within my business that would ultimately bring people in. Then I would do like a 30-minute just catch up. I would have some lunch. And then usually I save all of my appointments for the afternoon. I set my calendar very strategically. Showings, inspections, final walkthroughs, appraisals, everything was for the afternoon. And so my goal was to book up my afternoon as much as I possibly could. And if I didn't have anything scheduled, it got replaced with more connecting and having conversations with other people. So I basically set my calendar. I knew from 8:30 in the morning until about 6 p.m. at night, that was what I was going to do. It's either prospecting or reaching out or having conversations or creating funnels, or it's going on appointments. And so that was really like, in a nutshell, Monday through Friday, that's what I would do. There's two things that I really recommend to people, like two things that you can start to implement right away. And they're very easy, they're very quick. I call it my social 333 and my SOI 5. So my social 333 is I follow three new people a day, whatever your platform of choice, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever it is. I follow three new people a day. I comment on three posts and I direct message three people. So automatically right there, that's nine people that I'm connecting with or having conversations with or starting a relationship with. Then the social 5 is every day, Monday through Friday, I go through my phone contacts because everyone that I have ever had contact with, leads that come in, I immediately put them into my phone. I go to my phone contacts. If you're going to start this today, you would start at A and work your way through the alphabet, but I send out 5 personalized video text messages per day. So today I would start at A. I pick the first 5 names that start with A. And again, it's just a personal human interaction, nothing to do with real estate, just connecting with people, seeing how things are going. If I saw that they posted on social media about a vacation or a baby or a wedding or this or that or whatever it might be, I bring that up. And if I haven't talked to them in a while, it's as simple as, hey, Aaron, just came across, I was cleaning out my contacts, just came across your name, man. It's been forever since we had a conversation. I hope you and the family are doing well. I hope work's going well. Would love to catch up either just by call, text message, or meet up for coffee or whatever you're looking to do. Hopefully you have some free time and would love to catch up with you. Simple 10, 15-second video, send it out to 5 people. What I find is that when I do that, I am touching everyone within my phone contacts at least once a quarter, 4 times a year at a minimum. And it's just personal, just being a human, having conversations, nothing to do with real estate. Inevitably, work will come up. You can go back and forth on that. And then you quickly go right to the next thing and continue that relationship. So that was what my schedule looked like when I first got started. Pretty boring, but just the same thing every single day, Monday through Friday. It worked. And obviously it's put me in a position where, closing over 100 transactions a year and able to now help real estate agents do the exact same thing.
Hey, that's incredible, especially starting from year one, being that successful and being that focused, that driven. I don't think I personally know an agent that does it like that. So kudos to you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And I've struggled trying. trained agents and all that, and I've struggled trying to get them into a routine and telling them they have to go for it. They have to get it. You're not doing something, you should be talking to people. I love your method. I think that's wonderful. I should implement the social media one. I think that's a great one. I just try to do it throughout the day, but I don't just set a time and a strategic limit of what you should do. So I'm definitely going to implement that one for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's super helpful. And for me, like I live and die by my calendar. If it's not in my calendar, I'm not going to remember to do it, number one, and I won't get around to it. And if it's in my calendar, it's now in that slot for a specific reason. I'm going to do it. And then it's just check it off the list, right? There's that like mental dopamine kick that goes in when you like check something off the list and I was like, okay, that's done, on to the next thing. So that's one element of it. But if it's not in there, I'm not going to do it. And so that's what I start every day off with before I jump into, that's like the start of what I would do is I would send out the 5 video text messages. I would do the social 333, 3 follow, 3 comment, 3 DM. Cool. I just contacted 15 people, 14, 15 people with those numbers. And depending on your availability, you might pick more, you might pick less. For me, if I start 14 conversations right off the start of my day, I know that I'm probably going to be swamped. And so that's what I have found that, okay, that's a safe number for me to actually have conversations with people. But if you have more time and you need that pipeline to fill up, do more. Maybe do a social 555 and you send out 10 video text messages a day. Tailor it to what you want to do.
No, that's phenomenal. I'm to a point now that I'm working mainly on referrals throughout my career, but I definitely need to implement more because you can always grow. I do have a team as well. We're not a structured team. There's a structured team through EXP, and then there's just your regular team where you can decide what you want to do if you want to do anything. And we're just a group of individuals who's always worked together. So with teams, I want to know, how is your team structured? Is it your team? Did you join a team? How does yours work?
Yeah, good question. So I joined a team. So my sponsor and our team lead and our owner is Ken Hirschman. He's who attracted me into EXP, but also the team. And so I am an agent within the team. And there's a lot of reasons why I stuck that route rather than the individual agent. A bulk of that being is that I have a transaction coordinator. I have marketing help. I have all of my advertising help. I get access to client events because our team hosts those client events. And so it's not out of my pocket or I don't have to recruit vendors to do that. It's just something that's already there. And I just get to invite my clients too. I also have access to showing agents paid by the team. And so I'm at a point in my career and where I'm at transactionally that I don't remember the last time I went on a showing. My business is now structured where I don't have to do the 30-minute commute there, 30-minute commute back, and 30 to an hour at the actual showing before 2 or 3 hours are gone. And it's okay, that person's not buying the house anyways, right?
Yeah.
That's just it. So that's been a huge help for me as well because I can stick to relationship building. I can stick to actually what's going to move the ball forward, look at the seller disclosures, have the conversations, do the negotiations, write up the offers, send the properties, whether on market or off market. My time is best spent here. And I've now, that's how I relay that to my clients and whether buyers or sellers, they're still working with me hand in hand. I just have a showing agent on the buying side to be able to help with that. So there's a couple of different things that allow me to do that. And we have on our team, I believe we have around like 45 agents. Our team, Best Life and Company, is the number one EXP team in terms of volume and transactions in our state in Michigan. And we produce at a really high level. And that's saying a lot for, 45, depending on whether you're an independent agent or you've been on a team. But when most people think of a mega team, to be considered the number one for volume and transactions and only have 45 agents is really cool. Most of the other teams within our specific state and then across the country that are doing that have 100 agents plus. And so we're doing it with half of the agents, and which means we produce at a really high level. And so there's a lot of accountability and there's a lot of fun with that as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you guys have a marketing specialist too, and photographer and all the things that go with your team?
Yeah. Yep. So that's another thing as well, right? We get access to all of I don't have to do anything with listing photos or videography or headshots. All of that is supplied to us. We have a number of companies that we rely on for all of that. And that's, as being a part of the team, you get access to that and it's easy plug and play.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I'm from a rural area. It sounds like you're more of a larger city area. We only have
Yeah.
135 agents in a, I don't know what, 120-mile radius. So we're very small. So I have a team, I think, of 10 right now.
Okay.
So that's not very big, but you guys are doing amazing. That's so cool. I love to hear about the differences in areas and markets. And getting into the market, how are things going right now with interest rates for you guys in your area?
Yeah, so that's obviously a question that I get pretty often, and obviously we're all dealing with the common objections that you're going to get from people, or the hesitation is the economy, the president, the interest rates, the tariffs. Everybody's dealing with it. State by state doesn't differ, and myself and our team, and we're obviously still finding ways to close deals. And the reality is that the hard truth is that people are still transacting, right?
Yep.
People are still buying and selling homes. It's not that they're not; it's that they're not working with you. So how can we position you as the local authority figure so that when people do, because they are, that they're working with you and you're in contact with them and you're the number one choice? So yeah, obviously it's something that real estate agents are dealing with all over. Some on the listing side, maybe you have properties that are sitting a little bit longer than normal. And so it's just adapting, right? The real estate market is ever changing. And I've realized that even in just my 4.5, 5 years of being in the industry, not one year has looked the same as another. And so it's just about adapting and changing and doing what's best for your clients at the end of the day, and putting yourself in a position to be that local authority figure so that when someone is thinking about buying or selling, you're the no-brainer, they're reaching out to you.
Oh, absolutely. Which also brings us into a lot of social media. You said you do mainly Facebook and Instagram, correct?
Correct. Yep.
How does that look for you? What's your favorite thing? I know you love videos. So is there a lot more videos happening? Is that where you're getting your interaction from new buyers, things like that on your websites?
Yeah, so a lot of it comes down to a couple of different things. But yeah, I optimize Instagram and Facebook. My number one platform is Instagram because I just combine the two. When I post on Instagram, it directly goes to Facebook. So like my number one platform is Instagram. And for anyone out there who is listening to this, I am not Instagram famous. I've never gone viral. I have less than 1,500 followers. I think actually as of today, or I'm sorry, 2,500 followers. I think as of today, I think I hit 2,500. So all of that to say, you do not need to be an influencer. You don't need to go viral. It's really about the content that you put out. And really, there is no true metric that says the more followers or the more likes that you have, the more transactions you do. And I think just seeing what I've been able to do is proof of that. And I now, again, I am focused on not only helping buyers and sellers, but also agents. So if you go to my Instagram, you're going to see a combination of the two, of me giving valuable content to buyers and sellers, but also valuable content to real estate agents. My passion now is really in helping agents, and that's something that I really enjoy. I still enjoy helping buyers and sellers transact and do those things, but my passion sits with helping real estate agents. But for anyone that, if you're looking to optimize social media, it is frequency is not, if you, so many agents are told like post once a day, post a reel a day, and you'll start to see business after 30 to 90 days, whatever that metric is. I don't believe in the frequency. I believe in the actual content that you're giving out and the conversations or the back and forth that you're actually having in the engagement. Again, my posts do not go viral. I am not, none of my posts are anything groundbreaking, but they do stir conversations and engagement from people. And if you're new in real estate, how I first got started when I was brand new in real estate is I wanted as many people, I didn't want to be a secret agent. I wanted as many people to know that I was in real estate as possible. And even if you're not new and you're just not doing the volume that you want, the question becomes, are you the authority figure within your market? And do people know you for that reason, for helping buyers and sellers? So when I first got started, anything that I was doing on a day-to-day basis, if that was making calls, if that was going to showings, I would record everything that I was doing. If I was at a showing, I'm going to take a picture of the outside of the house and say showing number one, and then tag the city. It might be for me, it might be Novi, Michigan. When I first got started, even if I didn't have showings, I wanted to start to get in the groove of being a real estate agent and having that schedule as much as possible to get a feel for what that was like and put myself in that position. So even if I didn't, like when I was first starting, if I didn't have clients to work with or showings to go on, I would book 5 showings within a small geographic location. At the very beginning, you're learning how to open the lockbox. You're learning about the property. You're giving it like a soft inspection of, hey, how would I present this home? Where are the things that I would need to call out, or how would I show a home? And so when I did that, it would look like I was busy. I was out on 5 showings, and I would put that out there, and people would quickly realize, oh, Nick's busy. He's reputable. He has some knowledge. He has some experience, because that was what I was putting out there. And so like that from a bare minimum. But yeah, a lot of my content right now, and I'm getting a little long-winded with it, but I enjoy doing the Instagram value content, is our Instagram Reels. It's a lot of video. Never really been one to be in front of a camera. I still don't really enjoy it. I've been on a number of podcasts and on stages, but it's what sits best with most people right now. And so I just follow what's working. And another thing that I really do is I try to get as much engagement out of my stories as possible. So on Thursdays, I do a this or that poll, real estate related. It's like this or that front door, this or that flooring, this or that kitchen. It's just simple engagement. I was doing it every Thursday months consistently, and I missed one Thursday. I think I was like on my way to a friend's wedding, and I missed one Thursday, just not thinking about it. And I think I ended up with 10 text messages and 20 direct messages of, hey, are you going to post your this or that today? Did you forget to do it? So it just goes to show like people that you wouldn't think, I haven't talked to these people, but they were reaching out and like actually engaging. That same wedding, I think that I was going to, I had people that it was one of my friends from college that was getting married and I hadn't had a real conversation with them and probably I don't know, for those people I had no real connection with them or no, it was just acquaintances. And they came up to me and hadn't had a conversation in 8 to 10 years, and they immediately came up to me and said, hey, it looks like you're crushing it in real estate, like how's everything going? My sister's actually looking to buy a house out in your area and I'm going to connect you with them. It was just that little engagement, but it was from how long of actually just posting on social media to be relevant.
Absolutely. You have to get your content out there, and people like to relate to you, and that's where the video comes in. They get to see who you are, your how you act, how your personality is, all those kind of things. And plus just doing some real life stuff, not just this, like what we're doing right now, but actually posting a little bit of going to South Dakota today, doing this, planting my flowers, more life stuff along with real estate stuff.
Yeah.
You want to be relatable.
I think that's huge. I think that's huge in building no trust factor, right? Like we hear that all the time. And I don't have a real cadence as far as like how many professional posts and then how many personal posts. But if I look back at my Instagram, I would say it's probably 80% professional, 20% personal. It's just that's how it is. I stay so busy professionally that I want to post and get value out there. And then there's the 20% of vacations or baby coming or whatever it might be that is the personal touch. But that is just as relevant because if you're telling a story and you're attracting your ideal client who you want to work with, you want to put yourself in their shoes or in that position and make it relatable so that they reach out to you with a little bit of comfort.
Oh, absolutely. I know in my area, we have people, we're an oil field. So people are coming from all over, including your state. We have tons of people from Michigan and Wisconsin and Minnesota and everything. And they come in, they know nothing. I have 3 kids. I have their wide range of ages. They've been through all the schools. I can educate them on the schools and where to be and where to go and all those kind of things. So having that on my social media also gives them like, oh, we want to go with her because she already can educate us on all those things we need to know. So I think that's just a huge item. But yeah, it sounds like you're just killing it over there. And I know you have a wealthy realtor method. Can you tell us a little bit about your website, what you're doing with agents, and all those kind of things?
Yeah. Like I said, I've been coaching agents. It started off with just agents in my market that saw that I was producing at a high level and just being curious about what I was doing and what was working and wanted to pick my brain. And for me, it was never that element of, I guess for me up front, I didn't realize like what I was doing at scale. Like I didn't realize it. For me, it was just a normal day in the life and I was doing it and I had my heart set on it. I'm like, okay, this is what it is. So I had people within my local market reaching out to me, just asking what I was doing, picking my brain, wanting to have conversations. And I realized how much I actually liked helping real estate agents and like seeing that be fruitful for them and seeing the benefit of that. And so this is something that I've been doing for 3.5 years now, 3.5, 4 years now, just helping agents. And yeah, I have Wealthy Realtor Method, and we base everything off of 3 pillars. And in general, it's just helping real estate agents generate more leads, close more deals, make more income, automate all their back end and their follow up, and then grow and scale past that. So the 3 pillars that we have are lead flow and local authority. Number 2 is automations and systems, and number 3 is scale and freedom. So it's working you along that path of how can I get my business to be as profitable as possible, get my time back with systems and automation, and then past that, what's actually profitable, what's that next step for me, how can I actually grow and scale this business and get some of that time and location freedom that we all dream of, right? And so we work with agents for 12 months. And then most of our agents want to get back into it, but we help you with everything that you need, handhold every single step of the way, get what you need in your business, set up those funnels that I was talking about to actually get inbound leads, set up the automations and the follow-up so that you can have your time back and those are happening on autopilot. And then what's most profitable? What's that next step for you? We have weekly coaching calls where we go over different topics. For instance, when buyer broker agreement came out, we spent a good month really just diving into that in preparation of it. So every week for 4 weeks, we just talked about that, how to position ourselves, and our agents really see a lot of success from that. And then other times it's listing presentations, buyer consultations, objection handlers. It might be actually growing and scaling. And what does your real estate business look like? It might just be question and answer from agents in our community. And it's really fun to do that and see agents grow. And so, yeah, if anyone's at all interested in that or just wants to have a conversation and see what we can do, our agents are seeing a ton of success and really quickly. I always just recommend people go to my Instagram, Nick Harris _realtor. And in my bio, you'll see a link to our landing page or our website. There's a short video there. You can book a call, and I'm happy to have a conversation with you.
That's awesome. I appreciate all your time today, Nick. You definitely gave me some great insights for myself as well as for my team as well. And so I look forward to talking to you again sometime.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Okay, thanks, Nick. That's it for this episode of the Inner Circle podcast. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation and took away some valuable insights to help you along your real estate journey. If you found today's episode helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop me a comment below with your biggest takeaway or any questions you might have. And if you know someone who would benefit from this conversation, share this episode with them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on the Inner Circle.